Ole Solvang is the Director of Partnerships and Policy at the Norwegian Refugee Council, and he joins me now. Ole, your organisation has been working in Ukraine for some time. What's your assessment of the current national situation?
Well, we have been working in Ukraine since 2014, providing humanitarian assistance to those most in need. And I think it's important to remember that even before these escalation of hostilities, there were 3 million people in need in Ukraine. Now, obviously, Russia's incursion is going to displace hundreds of thousands of people, if not more, and we're going to see that humanitarian assistance needs skyrocket. And what I'm concerned about is not only the people who are leaving for Poland and neighboring countries, but those who are also left still and perhaps cannot move, that are caught in the crossfire.
So quite a few displaced inside Ukraine, in other words.
Absolutely, and this is what my colleagues are telling me as well. In the Norwegian Refugee Council, we have offices in Kiev, in Severodonetsk, which is close to all front lines, and they're all telling me that they've seen massive displacement, lots of people fleeing from their homes, trying to seek safety and security elsewhere, going, most of them, to the west of the country.
What do you need from the international community now to help the Ukrainians who are trying to go and those you're talking about who are staying put, who are displaced?
I think what we need first and foremost is maximum diplomatic pressure on Russia to stop, to end these hostilities, and that includes countries that have traditionally been very close to Russia, such as, for example, India and China. I think that's the only way that we can avoid a really massive humanitarian tragedy here. The second thing that we need is for humanitarian assistance to be scaled up, for donors to come together, and for all the warring parties to allow humanitarian actors inside the countries to do our work in accordance with the humanitarian principles.
How would you say your neighbours have reacted to the refugees trying to get out?
Well, I think there have been, I think there are tremendous outpouring of support from both the governments, but also from the peoples in the neighboring countries. I mean, we could see that, from your colleague's story from the border now, and that is, of course, that is a very positive thing to see. Let's hope that continues. But at the same time, we need to make sure that the needs are met inside the country, because some of the most vulnerable people are not going to be able to leave. And that is where we in the Norwegian Refugee Council, but also together with our other humanitarian colleagues, we also need to make sure that we're able to get humanitarian assistance to the hard-to-reach areas where the most vulnerable population is.
And I take it UNHCR are helping you organize the refugee situation?
We're working closely with all humanitarian actors here, including UNHCR. And what we expect to come is a call and appeal for funding of this crisis to come shortly, if not today, then maybe tomorrow. And it is, as I said, it's important that we all answer to that, and it's important that there's good coordination inside the country. But if I can come back to my earlier point, the key thing is to avoid a humanitarian tragedy, is for the fighting to stop, and for Russia to, for countries, including China, to put pressure on the Russian government to stop its fighting.
All right, Ole, thank you very much for joining us, and good luck.